Hey everyone, it's Eric here from MacBook. Got another video for you guys today. Hope you guys are all doing well. This MacBook isn't doing so well itself. It's the A2442. This is the M1 Pro MacBook Pro. It's a nice 14-inch one, and it's in here for data recovery. It's just not powering on. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. Let's go ahead and plug it in, see what we're getting. So we see we're getting about 5 volts and very low amps. So we should be getting something like 20. Ooh, I don't know if that reset on purpose or if it's because I touched it. We're getting 5 volts and very low amps, so we should be getting about 20 volts and higher amps because we need to power on and charge the battery. So it looks like it's staying there, and we need to see what's going on because it looks like some type of logic board issue. All right, let's open it up. Let's take a look, see if we see anything obvious. Any type of liquid spill, any damage, anything. Looks pretty clean for the most part. Got a little bit of residue here, but just more residue, but still could indicate some type of like liquid spill or something. Well, otherwise it looks pretty clean, so let's just remove the board. All right, let's lift it up, and oh man, you can see right away, before I even flip over the board, you can always see that there is a little bit of impact here. It's close to where your power management unit is, because when there's liquid that gets even underneath, it will go on the bottom cover, right, and then probably touch anything with a crack or a crevice, and that's it. So if we flip it, we'll probably see it here on the side, and yes, we do. So it's there. And we see this damage on this one almost all the time. I don't know, I was just working on one earlier today that had the same exact spot hit on a different model, but it always hits that back of the PMU area. Well, it's very common. It's very similar to like a backlight on an E1466. We've seen that a million times. Anytime there's liquid spill, it goes right there. So we already know liquid spill and we can see the corrosions. Let's go ahead and take a look under a microscope. All these are pretty much caps, and they go around for the PMU area. So all of them around here. So they're pretty much all connected. So if you have a problem, they're gonna have a big problem with all of them. We see some charred, that's really bad. Right, it's a little bit black in there. And this one looks completely blown. And then this one's a little bit hidden. Don't have to replace absolutely everything. Just because you have impact doesn't necessarily mean that. You just need to replace the ones that have really been damaged or impacted. Especially, you can get overwhelming replacing too many different things where you really don't need to. This one looks so bad, and
I had to take my car to the shop. Yeah, man, and they told me that.
And let's go around here.
So I gotta get rid of the car.
All right, let's clean it up. Let's just get away all that liquid damage. It's good. So this looks pretty good, right? The solder joints actually look to be pretty good on almost all of them. We don't really see anything obvious. It's still a little bit corroded there, but we will put some flux and make sure that's all cleaned up, because that's what's going to help clean it up even better, because you don't want to use this device while it's like this with some corrosion on it, or just clean it a little bit better. You can see that it's been blown. This other one over here in the corner looks to be a little bit blown too. check it now. You see, because after the repair, we should be getting our 20 volts now. And we get our 20 volts. It looks good. So we'll go ahead and plug it in, and then we'll go ahead and get the data, and yeah, it should be good. All right, so we put it back, and let's go ahead. I think I put the battery. Did I put the battery? Okay, I did put the battery connection in, and we should be able to get power, because we saw we were getting our 20 volts. So let's see if we do get that. Usually it turns on before the fans can even turn on anyway. So, okay, and we got Apple logo. That's good. All right, let's see if we can get to an OS, because that's very important, especially if it's stuck in a firmware or stuck in like some type of loop. Okay, so this looks good. We are at the login screen, so we'll just log in and grab the data. So we were able to grab the data, we moved it to an external drive for the customer, and data's been recovered. We were very lucky on this one that it just mainly hit the PMU area, which is just for the power management, and it didn't have any impact for any security chip issues or firmware issues that we would have to go through another process for that. We're very fortunate on that. If it was somewhere maybe in the CD32 area, which is your USB-C charging circuit, that usually can happen, or any around close to where the SSD area is, that can happen as well. It can corrupt the OS or give a problem where you need to do another flash for it, and data recovery wouldn't be as fun. If this is a normal repair, I would like to replace a few more of those components just to make sure, but as you can see, at least it looks pretty standard for the most part, because all the solder looks to be good, and when we reflux it, it re-establishes the solder well, so it looks to be okay. This was just here for data recovery. We were able to recover the data for that A2442 14-inch M1 Pro MacBook Pro. If you guys are interested in sending your MacBook for a data recovery service, we have the links in the description down below. You can go to our website and you can fill out the work order. We have a very easy solution for people that are in state as well as out of state. Pretty straightforward. You get a nice diagnostic from us, and then we give you options for data recovery. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.